Welcome back to my channel, Strawberries! Today, I wanted to do a love reading because I am incorporating a lot more like growth-based healing reading, and which I will continue to do. But today, I was just feeling called to do a love reading, and what came to mind was, do they like you back? So this could be about a crush, this could be about someone that, like maybe a friend, I don't know, like take it, the situation however it resonates. But I have the cards here, and again, I pulled a card specifically for each pile, and I will show you guys that. I also will show you a crystal with each pile as well. If you don't like tapping, I do have a timestamp for when I will be showing the piles with no tapping. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I do have a website, and that is linked down below in the description. So you can see what I offer there. I have some different price points for different people if you can't afford my most in-depth reading. I have a Supreme Strawberry membership, and I do go live every single Wednesdays. If you are a part of my membership, then you get $5 off every single reading that you purchase. You also get access to one exclusive reading every single week. I'll pick a pile just for that specific collective. So it usually is a little bit more in depth. Maybe it's a little bit more general because I'm reading for a smaller amount of people. So if you'd like to join my membership, it is linked down below. Other than that, let's get into the piles. So pile 1 is the 7 of Cups, but it actually did come out in the reverse position. So as the reader, I'm going to take that into consideration, but I'll just show you guys the card. So with the 7 of Cups reversed, that could talk about confusion that is clearing up. It could talk about somebody maybe feeling as if they have options, but making a decision on who they want to choose or what they want to do. Maybe somebody has made you feel like an option. Maybe you don't know if you like this person or not, or you don't know how to go about the situation because you don't know how they feel. Regardless, I feel like there's something about clarity, something about like getting clarity in this pile. Okay, so with this pile, we also have part of a clear quartz crystal. Okay, pile 2 is going to be the Wheel of Fortune from the Circle Tarot deck. I'm actually getting kind of a weird message from this card because there's like planets here. I kind of get the vibe that this might be someone that you feel like really spiritually tied to or spiritually connected to, and you like maybe don't know what's going on or like where the connection is going. Maybe this is someone you're in no contact with. Like, I don't know. Usually I don't like to read for those situations, but sometimes I'm reading for a collective of people, so sometimes they come out. But ultimately, this feels like you could feel like there's a level of fate, or there is some kind of really big cycle that this person is mirroring to you. You guys could have a cycle of growth, whether that's being together or not. There's definitely a lesson in this connection. The crystal that we have with this pile is a jade Buddha. I believe this is a form of jade. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Pile 3 is going to be the Emperor. So this is about structure, taking action. This could be about how you perceive someone. Maybe you perceive someone as a strong masculine figure. Maybe this person makes you feel weirdly safe or comfortable. There could be this could also be somebody that you feel maybe has feelings but is not very emotional. So you maybe feel like you have to be the one to make the move, or you have to kind of pull their feelings out of them. Just Pile's okay, I'm getting a vibe from them, but I feel like they're not vulnerable and that's why they're not saying something. Okay, the crystal we have with this, I'm not sure what crystal this is. Somebody can tell me in the comments. I'd love to know. But it is a blue egg. So I was seeing this, and you know how sometimes you find bird eggs on the ground? I feel like for this pile, for somebody that may resonate, maybe recently you found a bird egg on the ground. And he's literally holding a blue orb. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, the wind just picked up for this pile as well. That's interesting. All right, so these are the piles. The first pile, we had the 7 of Cups in the reverse position come through. So this was giving me the vibes of maybe somebody's made you feel like an option. Maybe you're not sure if somebody wants to choose you, or there's been a lot of confusion. This could be an energy where maybe you have a lot of options, but you don't know if you want to open up to somebody until you know how they feel. And with this, we also have a selenite, half of a selenite crystal. Pile 2 is the Wheel of Fortune. I was getting from this pile that there could be some kind of spiritual energy where whether you end up with this person or not, there's some kind of lesson that you guys are teaching each other. You know, you could have some kind of deep connection with this person, even if you're not very close. There's some kind of unspoken vibe. So there's a lesson that you guys have to teach each other, and obviously we'll get into that in the pile, but that's kind of the vibe I was getting for pile 2. For pile 3, we have the Emperor, and it's crazy, I actually didn't even mean to set this in this way, but it actually came through clear. Oh, also we have a jade crystal for pile 2, a Buddha. It's a blue egg for the crystal, and bird eggs could be significant for this pile. I don't know, I was getting that, so maybe some of you guys have seen a bird egg and when you're going on a walk or something, but I was getting here that this could be a connection where you feel that this person is really masculine, or they're really strong-willed, but they're not someone that's very vulnerable. So you're okay, I feel a vibe from them, but I don't know how they feel, or I feel like they're just not a vulnerable kind of person. Even if they did like me, they're not very open about their feelings. So you're kind of wondering what are they feeling? Do they like me? Do they not? Are they just closed off? Okay, so that was the message for pile 3. If you chose this crystal and this card, then this is your reading. So let's see. We're going to start with tarot, and I'm actually going to be clarifying all of the piles with a romance deck. There's a ceremony going on outside, so I'm sorry if you guys hear that. But I don't think it should be too loud. Okay, for pile 1, do they like them back? Do they like them back? I was getting this with the Seven of Cups vibes. Okay, can we get the subconscious energy now? Yeah, okay. This is coming through very clear, okay? I just want to be loud with that. This message is coming through really, really loud. Okay, so you in this person's energy as like a subconscious energy is the sun. So literally look at this card. She's like so happy and like bubbly and like, oh my God, my energy's so open. And they are coming through on top of this as the King of Swords in the reverse position. This dynamic is immediately telling me that you're quite literally a light for this person. This person enjoys being around you. They enjoy the way that you make them feel. They might even enjoy perspectives of life that you have. With your heart being so open, it kind of feels like you're someone that, it's giving me Libra energy, if I'm being honest, like Libra, Pisces, Taurus even, like Venusian energy is kind of what I'm feeling from you, where it's like things, if you're positive and you love yourself and you know, look at the positive aspects of life, things really do work out for you. So there is an aspect here where you get this person out of their head and you make them feel like things that they don't believe are possible are possible. They kind of see you as like an alien a little bit, like I've just never met anyone like you. Like, what are you? But then on the conscious part of the reading, I just want to say all of the cards I have here. So we have the King of Swords reversed, Four of Cups, Hanged Man in the reverse position with the Death reversed. This is somebody that doesn't know what they want and they keep their options open. So I'm not saying that this is someone they're like, oh, they're like out having sex with a bunch of people. Like, that's not the vibe that I'm getting. But I am getting the vibe of someone that is like, they always have someone that they're talking to, or if this person isn't interested, they have someone else that they're going to talk to. So it's like this, I don't feel like you're the only person that this person is like interested in or like gives energy to. Like, this is someone that keeps their options open. But the reason they do that is because they themselves are actually very emotionally unfulfilled. So it's like, I can't risk giving all of my energy to one person, because if they don't give me what I need to feel stimulated, I don't know how to nurture myself. So it does feel like this is someone that is like reliant on external validation, like they're reliant on needing someone else to fill them up because they don't know how to nurture themselves emotionally. This person gets a lot of energy from you, and I'm actually channeling a song right now. So the song is called, let me look it up. Let me look it for you guys. I wish I could play it, but I think it would get copyrighted. Run My Mouth by Wiley from Atlanta. And there's a part in the song where he literally goes, you got way too much to give. I don't have much room left to store it. I'm literally channeling that. It's 11:55 on my clock as I'm saying this. So it's like you're giving so much, and this person has only such a big container. So your energy is almost overwhelming to them, but there is a joy that you bring. So I want to say with the romance aspect, they consciously are not willing to be in a relationship. They're not willing to close things off, but their feelings towards you are, how do I put this? They are not even in the space where they can recognize like what a healthy relationship would look like. So all they notice about you is that, wow, I feel really good when I'm around this person, but it's like overwhelming. Like, you mirror to them a version of themselves that would need to commit more, that would have to grow, because they naturally grow when they're in your presence. They naturally get new perspectives. So to be in a relationship with you, or to commit even to the idea that they have feelings for you, would mean some type of growth, and that's not something that they're like ready to do. But I have to say, subconsciously, this person truly believes that you would be good for them. They truly believe that you would help them ease anxiety, you would help them walk away from things that like no longer serve them, you would help them let go of patterns that maybe keep them stagnant. But they know, with the Hanged Man in the reverse position being on the conscious part of the reading, which is literally like, I'm not willing to make a sacrifice. The subconscious part, we have the Chariot. They know that if they were to be with you, or if they were to admit that they had feelings for you, they would have to choose to grow. They would have to choose to move forward. They would have to choose to essentially realize that I'm in control of what makes me happy. And like I said at the beginning, they are not someone that takes responsibility for their happiness. They're like, okay, if I'm not feeling good, I'm just going to text this person. And if this person isn't giving me what I need, I'm going to go to this person. I'm feeling strong Gemini energy with this person. A Gemini and Libra. You guys could both be Libras. Maybe you're like a Libra rising or something. But then following in the upright energy in the conscious part is the Death in the reverse position. So the Death with the Hanged Man reverse is very much like, I'm not growing. I don't want to grow. I don't want to change. I want things to stay the way that they are. But then underneath that, we have the Moon in the reverse position, like, which is following the energy here that you make them aware of their ego. You make them aware of the fact that they are responsible for their happiness. And you might even be someone that looks at this person like, you have so much potential. You know, like, you have so much potential to be this like amazing person. You just have to apply yourself. But you can't force someone to grow, because growth is a choice. You can inspire someone, and then they can feel inspired by you, and they can choose to grow from that inspiration. But if they don't choose to grow, there's nothing you can do. So I ultimately feel like this is like a fun crush, but I think that it's not healthy for you to give too much energy to this person or give too much thought to the idea, because ultimately they're very emotionally unavailable. And I think that it could be harmful for you to fantasize this person. Okay, I'm going to get into my tarot deck now, or my oracle, I mean, to finish this. Yeah, okay, so the first card out is Direction in the reversed position. So this card says, be ready for the next step, change is coming soon. With that being reversed, this person, again, they don't know what they want. They don't have a direction in their lives. Your energy is like, get on this path and follow it. You know, walk this path with me. And they're like, yeah, no, I'm good. You got way too much to give. I don't have much room left to store it. Yeah, admirer. I feel like some of you guys are in school. I feel like some of you guys, this is a school crush. High school or college. Maybe even a work crush. So, secret love interest, kinship of souls, cannot let go. I really feel like this is a complicated situation for a lot of you guys. It actually feels like this is something where you can't like stop giving this person attention because you love their vibe, but they give you like just enough to keep you coming back because they enjoy your energy, because you're like the sun in their energy, but they don't give you enough to make it clear whether they want to commit or not, which is why you're confused. That's why I'm getting this energy here of you kind of saying, okay, this person is very clearly emotionally unavailable. If I want to protect myself, do I need to find a balance where I can speak to this person in a certain way, or I can speak to them at certain times where it feels good for me, but then when it gets too emotional or I'm fantasizing a little too much, then I need to pull myself back. Like, I think there is a need here to find a balance with this connection, because of the fact that this person is confusing ultimately because they don't know what they want, but they enjoy your energy, which is not fair to you. I need to clarify that. I knew this card was going to come out eventually. Yeah, okay. So, party card is coming out. Joy, entertainment, being in the moment, pleasant time. This is mirroring the direction in the reversed position. So that does clarify to me that this person, they just want to have fun. They want to feel admired, they want to feel confident in that admiration, and they want to have fun. They don't want a relationship. They don't want to, like, integrate growth into their life. So we have demanding coming out though with the Hanged Man in the reverse position, and then the Chariot. The reason why this person like keeps their distance from you is because your energy demands growth. So it's like you're the kind of person where it's like maybe you naturally like talking about things that are a little taboo. Maybe you naturally like speaking about growth. Maybe you are someone that's very respected. You know, maybe you have a really great lifestyle, and so you speak about it. And when someone is in your presence, they grow because you just radiate growth. You radiate optimism. You radiate like new perspectives. So this person's energy feels like when I'm around you, you make me feel bad about myself in certain ways because of who you are. And it makes them feel inspired and it activates their masculine energy for a second. It's like, oh my gosh, like this person that is so high quality is talking to me and they like me and we're flirting. But then they like leave because they're like, well, I don't actually want to match their energy. I just want to bathe in it. Like that's the energy. I don't want to match your energy. I just want to bathe in it, which is very selfish. It's like energy vampire vibes. So yeah, that's what I'm getting here. I would definitely advise you to like take some space from this person or reflect on a balance that you feel is going to protect your feelings, knowing that this is not someone that, and I feel like I feel like this reading for you is like, okay, yeah, like this person is definitely emotionally unavailable. They definitely give me mixed signals, and that's just never a good sign. You know, they also are absolutely have other people that they're talking to, that are, it's like emotionalists. Okay, so please let me know down below in the comments how that resonated for you. I'm curious to know if this is like a work situation or a school situation. I'm getting like, I don't know why I'm channeling like a high school energy. Like it might not be actually in high school. It could just be like this person has a high school dynamic. Like they have like a teenage brain in the way that they approach relationships. But regardless, I'd love to know how this resonates. Now let me clear my spread and we will get to pile number 2. If you chose this card and this crystal, then this is your reading. So let's get into it. Let's see. Oh my god, the Lovers is on the bottom. That's crazy. Does this person like you back? Pile 2. I'm literally 2 of Cups, 4 of Swords. Getting a lot of like romantic cards. Do they like them back? Whoa, I'm taking it. Hierophant. There is such a spiritual aspect here. What the hell? Wheel of Fortune. Pulling it immediately. And then the Hierophant. Like there's... The Lovers was on the bottom. I'm cutting it again to the 2 of Cups. Do they like you back? Okay, the subconscious part of the reading. Whoa! Oh my goodness. No way. Is that literally what You're kidding me. You're kidding me. I started the reading with the Hierophant and it ended with the High Priestess. Guys, this is a pair. This is a spiritual pair. Holy. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 major arcana cards coming through here. 5, actually, 5. This feels like a situation where you guys, like, maybe you just met each other, maybe you're like starting to date, maybe this is like something that is, it feels like there is a lot of love, but it's extremely confusing. So I want to say that because the love is obvious. I don't feel like you're doubting if this person necessarily likes you back, I kind of feel like you're wondering if they're going to do something about their feelings. That's the way that this feels. So there's a lot of love here, yes, but love requires devotion, it requires effort, it requires growth, and that is something that this person is currently processing. So we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is being clarified with the Tower, and then we have the Three of Swords with the Five of Wands. So consciously, there is a level of responsibility that this person is recognizing that this relationship would require them to have. The Hierophant in the conscious aspect is mirroring the Hanged Man. So if this person is pulling back a little, if they're needing a little bit more space or a little bit more time, this is not avoidance, it's reflection. Like, there's kind of this energy here of, what do I say? How do I communicate? How do I express my feelings? Like, I'm not sure how to express myself in the way that this connection makes me feel. So it feels confusing but committed to figuring out the confusion. On the top, we have the Three of Swords with the Temperance. This person is afraid of getting hurt. Your energy is very bright. This person thinks of you like a sunflower. Like, that literally comes through really loud, is that you're like a sunflower, like a butterfly. But then with the Temperance here, it kind of feels like this person's okay, so this person has like horns coming out, or oh my god, I've never realized that that's actually not true at all. There's a branch here in the card, but it looks like the person's hair or head is like attached to it. That might be intentional in the art, I'm not sure, but there is kind of this energy here, something about their crown or like a realization that they're having is grounding. So they're realizing, okay, I have this deep fear of getting hurt, and that maybe causes me to be avoidant, that causes me to pull back, it causes me to show up in this way and that way, and it causes me to seek out control in certain ways, or it doesn't make me feel confident, and when I don't feel confident, I am avoidant, I choose to settle for certain things. Like, I'm getting a bunch of realizations that this person is having, but with the Temperance, I really like it because it feels like their energy is like, I'm gonna keep giving to this connection, but I can't have like it all or nothing right now. It can't be like, yes, I love you, let's do this. No, I don't want to be with you, I'm scared. This is like, how do I approach this in a way that isn't absolutely terrifying? It feels like this person is really grounding into like a completely new way of thinking. Now, getting into the subconscious part of the reading, the Tower is mirroring the High Priestess, and what I'm feeling is that you are the one that is sparking this inspiration, but more so how you see this person. So like I said, I don't know if there's actually been a conversation of like, oh, I like you, let's do this. You know, like, that's not how it feels. But like I said at the beginning of the reading, your energy is like, I know that this person likes me, but I'm wondering if they're going to do something about it. Like, that's, even though the question is, do they like me back? That's how this reading feels. This pile feels like that. You know, you already feel it. So because they can feel that you see through them, that is something that is actually inspiring reflection, is that they can't like manipulate themselves. If you choose to, or if they choose to be avoidant, they subconsciously feel that you're going to be like, oh, you're giving up. Like, you're going to perceive it as you're being weak right now. Like, you're not choosing to grow, you know? And that is something that is pushing this person because they feel seen by you, and how you see them, how you perceive them calls out when they are choosing to not show up for themselves, or when they're choosing to not grow. They're choosing to not stand up. Like, it is a huge mirror for them. And then underneath the Three of Swords, we have the Five of Wands. Underneath the Temperance, we have the Page of Wands in the reverse position. So there's like this pent up masculine energy where they want to take action, but they have this conflict here of protecting their heart. So the way that this person usually protects their heart is maybe by going to somebody that's more shallow. Maybe it's by going to a party. Maybe it's seeking external validation. Maybe it's just being avoidant. You know, like it's like the teenage boy energy kind of vibe. That is something that I feel like they go back and forth between, which is why like you might feel kind of confused with this person. But with the Temperance and then the Page of Wands reversed, they are trying to find a way to commit to this without committing. That's the one aspect of this reading that I really don't like, is that their ego is still present enough in them that they're like, I'm reflecting on this from like half. It's like half awakened. It's like, I like this person and I want to do something about it, but I still want what I want and I still want to protect my own ego. So with you coming through as the High Priestess, a little of advice that I'm channeling is to keep things to yourself and continue to trust your intuition with this connection, because I think that this is something where if you hold your standard to, I'm not going to give to you unless you give me what I know I want or what I know I deserve, this person will either choose to continue to grow or they will pull back their energy. My left ear is ringing right now. You're connected. You know when this person is done growing and you know when they're continuing. Don't wait around for this person. Recognize your feelings and be aware of your intuition and pay attention to their actions, but don't wait around. That's a huge message here. Okay, let me finish this with my oracle deck. If you guys haven't heard from this person in a while, you might be hearing from them soon. Like they're gonna want to say something to you regarding the perspective shift that they're going through. But like I said, it doesn't feel like it's gonna be like a confession of love. It feels like it's gonna be more than you've received from them before, but not what you want. Yeah, okay, so it's like they wanna have, this is so confusing. They wanna have fun with you, and they wanna have a good time, and they wanna grow a relationship, and they want it to be friendly, but they don't want to be just friends. This is what I'm saying about the commitment issues. It's like, I want to have a fulfilling relationship with you without my ego having to fully commit. And that's where you come through as the High Priestess of, you get to decide how much you want to give to them if that's what they're offering. And that's really up to you and your lesson. But this person does like you back. They do want to have something with you, but it feels like truly their ego is really getting in the way. And I think that if you just give them what they want, it doesn't force them to grow, doesn't even give them the opportunity to. But I think that if you hold your ground and you hold your boundaries and you hold your standards, there's a possibility that this person will choose to step up and rise to the occasion, you know, rise to meet you. For some of you, they might not grow. For some of you, they might, because growth is a choice. That's really not something I can read. But ultimately, there is a really big lesson. That's interesting. My throat chakra is like closing up in this connection. And I think it's about standards and respect of expressing yourself. So for you, it might be the lesson here of respecting yourself, setting boundaries, and sticking to that. You know, letting this person know what it is that you deserve and what you don't. And for this person, it's being actually vulnerable with their emotions, and I think fully committing to that. So there's a really big lesson here, whether you guys end up together or not. Okay, that was pile number 2. Please let me know down below how that resonated for you guys. I'm really interested to know like how this spiritual aspect resonates, because it feels like this connection is confusing for you, but ultimately your energy does feel grounded within that. So you should be really proud of yourself for that. Okay, let me clear my spread and we will get to pile number 3. You chose this crystal and this card, and this is your reading. So let's get right into it and let's see. Does this person like you back? King of Pentacles is on the bottom, so Earth signs could be significant. Sagittarius could be significant. Does this person like you back? Oh my gosh. You guys are coming out as the King and the Queen of Swords, and holy shit. 10 of Wands mirroring the 10 of Swords. Two most painful, burdening cards in the deck. In between, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Holy shit. Let me get into the subconscious part of this first. This is advice for both of you. Like, this doesn't even just feel about them. This connection feels so confusing. This, you know what this is giving me? This is giving me hookup situationship vibes. Yeah, exactly. Cutting it to the devil as I say that. Yeah. Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm gonna start with how this person feels about you, and then I'm gonna kind of like shift that into the advice that I'm getting for you. So, with this person coming out as the King of Swords, this person enjoys your presence, but is detached, which is probably why you're confused, because this gives me the vibe of, like I said, if it's a situationship or if it's like a hookup or something, you're with this person and you guys have such a great time and they show interest and they love being around you. And then when you're gone, you're like, okay, I can't text them too much because then I'm afraid they might run away, or they're like not really vulnerable. It's like really cold. So it's like as soon as you're done hanging out, it's like an ice wall is up. They do enjoy your presence, all right, and they are actually very fulfilled in whatever's happening right now, which is why this is giving me a situationship hookup vibe. With the devil on the bottom, there's an attachment that you guys have to each other that is, I think, clashing what it is that both of you actually want. I think that this person likes your company and they like your presence, especially because they don't have to do anything to get it. Your energy coming through, although is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is boundaried, she respects herself, she stands up for herself. I do feel that you respect yourself in a lot of areas of life, but this person like has a weakness to you. This person is like your weakness. So underneath you, we have the Magician, which is pretty much telling me your guides are saying to you, you have the ability to change the situation. And that might not lead to something that is super fulfilling, but you do have the ability to manifest what it is that you want if this situation ends up not going well. So with the 10 of Wands mirroring the 10 of Swords, underneath the 10 of Swords we have the Justice in the reverse position. Underneath the 10 of Wands we have the 2 of Swords. This is telling me, this is mainly talking about you. This person's energy is it's giving me one lane. And I think the reason for that is because your guides are like, this situation burdens you. This situation confuses you. This person makes you feel confused. They make you feel heavy. They make you feel like black and white, wishy-washy. They don't clear your mind. They don't give you validation. And this is a situation ultimately that is not fair. You're giving more than you're getting. So with the 10 of Swords coming through here, there is a need to recognize what it is that you can do to better the situation. Be honest with yourself about how it actually makes you feel and change the situation. So this is like telling this person, hey, I want more than this. I really like you. Where are you at? Are we just hooking up? Are we a situationship? What are we? And you need to first be clear about what you want. If you want a relationship and they say, I don't want anything more than a situationship, then you gotta go because you're dishonoring what you want. But if you don't actually be true to yourself and admit to yourself what it is that you want before you have this conversation, oftentimes you could settle for something that isn't actually what you want. So there is a cycle that is just like repeating. I feel like this is a situation where like you see them and then you're confused and then you're like not getting their validation. They text you, you get validation, you guys see each other again, you leave, you're confused, you're not getting their validation. They text you, you see them, you feel good again. That kind of situation here. It's like an attachment, like in a toxic attachment style. And your guides are like, we need you to be honest with yourself and we need you to break this. Because all I'm getting about this person's energy is, yeah, this situation's cool. It's literally giving me like, yeah, like I get to have great sex and I'm not committing and you're cool to hang out with and it's awesome. Meanwhile, so this is this person, right? They're looking forward. Meanwhile, your energy, literally, this is how it's sitting, and this is how I pulled it. You're facing them, you're talking to them, you're giving them attention, giving them energy. Meanwhile, they're just like, oh yeah, this is chill. This is cool. And I don't like that. And your guides don't like that for you either. Yeah, so this person, like, they're not in love with you. They don't hate you. They're just like very emotionally unavailable and enjoy your company. And they enjoy what you guys have and you don't. You don't enjoy what they have. You want more than what they're giving you. And you need to be honest with yourself about that so you can do something about it. Either tell them and get clarity on what they want. And if you know it doesn't align to what you want, make the effort to leave and manifest what it is that you do want. Your guides are like, remember who you are. Like, remember the power that you have. Partnership in the reversed position. This is not what you want. You and this person are not collaborating. You're not working together. There's not like a friendship energy even. Your energy with the Queen of Swords and the Magician is being clarified by longing. This person, okay, if you have a connection with somebody, even if it's a friendship, and you feel like there's longing while you're with that person, you guys are not connecting. Like, you don't want to have any kind of connection with someone, especially if it involves sex, and feel like they leave you longing. That is so emotionally damaging. Okay, so yeah, that's just confirmation on how they make you feel. And your guides are like, this feels like a judgment call. They're like, girl, be honest. Be honest with yourself. Yeah, and this, again, it's coming out here, enchantment on this person's energy. They enjoy your presence. It literally, I hate the energy because of how casual it is. It literally just feels like they're like, yeah, this is chill. This is chill. I love hanging out with you. This is cool. And last card here. Distracted by feelings. 10 of Swords with the Justice reversed. Distracted by feelings. Don't get distracted by your feelings for this person. And now is the time to look at your values. Now is the time to look at your values. And if one of your values is respecting yourself, is not allowing somebody to make you feel unseen or unloved, and you're actually making yourself feel unseen or unloved if you're settling for a situation that makes you feel that way. So there is kind of a need here, like, what are my values and how I want to be treated? What are my values in a relationship? What do I actually want? And how can I make sure that I'm being honest with that in this situation? And if this is something that needs to go and it doesn't align, then it needs to go. That is pile number 3. That felt like someone's guides are like, girl. They're like shaking your shoulders. That's like literally how this feels. A black dog could be significant. I just had to say that. It's in one of these cards. Oh my gosh, please let me know down below how that resonates for you. I'm specifically curious about this pile. Because the message came through so strong, I feel like someone clicked on this reading like expecting something, and then like they got this pile and they're like, holy fuck, like I really needed to hear that kind of vibe. My god, I'm sending you strawberries so much love. I really hope that these readings resonated, whether you watched one or all of them. Again, you can always leave down suggestions down below for like reading ideas, pick a pile ideas, and make sure to subscribe, like the video, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video.